Hi, my name is Mariah Griffin, and I'll be explaining my web of causation that focuses on mental health disparities between low and high income groups. As you can see in my web, the disparities between low and high income groups are influenced by several key variables such as access to care, environmental stressors, financial barriers, social support, and stigma. I'm going to start with the factors affecting mental health in low income groups. One of the biggest barriers is access to care. According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, individuals with low income are less likely to have access to mental health providers due to a lack of insurance coverage, high out of pocket costs, and longer wait times. In many low income areas, there are simply fewer healthcare providers, making it difficult for individuals to get the help they need. Environmental stressors are also another significant factor. People living in low income areas are more likely to experience housing instability, exposure to violence, and poor working conditions, all of which contribute to chronic stress. According to the American Psychological Association, the financial instability faced by low income individuals leads to higher rates of anxiety and depression, compounding their mental health struggles. Financial barriers also play a critical role. Even when mental health services are available, they're often too expensive for low income individuals to access consistently. This financial strain not only limits access to therapy and medication, but also exacerbates their overall mental health by adding more stress and uncertainty into their lives. Now, I'm going to compare this to individuals in high income groups. One of the most significant advantages for high income individuals is access to care. According to a CDC report from 2021, people with higher incomes are more likely to have insurance that covers mental health services, allowing them to access care faster and more frequently. They can often choose between a variety of providers, including specialists, and are less likely to experience long wait times. In terms of environmental factors, high income individuals typically live in less stressful environments. They have access to safer neighborhoods with better housing conditions and fewer daily stressors like violence or poverty related issues. This significantly reduces their risk of developing mental health issues like anxiety or depression. Additionally, high income individuals have stronger financial support systems. They can afford regular therapy, medications, and even alternative treatments like wellness programs, which help them manage stress and mental health challenges more effectively than low income families. Social support is another critical factor. For low income individuals, social networks tend to be weaker due to the instability in their lives. When people are struggling with basic needs like housing or employment, their ability to offer or receive emotional support is diminished. In contrast, high income individuals are more likely to have strong social networks that provide emotional and psychological support, whether that's through family, friends, or professional networks. This support is crucial for mental health as having people to rely on can help reduce feelings of isolation and stress. Stigma also plays a role, particularly for those in low income groups. According to the World Health Organization, stigma around mental health is often higher in these communities where seeking help is seen as a sign of weakness or failure. This discourages individuals from seeking the mental health care they need, which worsens their condition over time. On the other hand, high income individuals are more likely to live in environments where mental health treatment is normalized and supported, allowing them to seek help without fear of judgment. All of these factors access to care, environmental stressors, financial barriers, social support, and stigma interact with one another to perpetuate mental health disparities between low and high income groups. For low income individuals, the combination of poor access to care, chronic stress, weak social support, and stigma creates a cycle where mental health conditions are likely to worsen over time without adequate intervention. High income individuals, however, benefit from a greater range of resources and support systems, which not only helps prevent mental health issues but also allows for quicker recovery when problems arise. These disparities create a significant gap in mental health outcomes between low and income groups. The overall well being of individuals is deeply connected to their financial status, and without targeted interventions, this gap will likely continue to grow. In conclusion, my web of causation shows that the disparity in mental health outcomes between low and high income groups is influenced by multiple interconnected factors. By understanding how these variables work together, we can begin to address the root causes of these disparities and work toward creating more equitable access to mental health care for all income levels. I hope this presentation has shed some light on the complexity of mental health disparities and the urgent need for solutions that address these systemic issues. Thank you for listening.